happening, guys?
Hello.
Welcome back to the King in It podcast. It still exists and we're still alive.
I can't wait for this season, Craig. I made it up myself. We've got 10 incredible episodes coming up. And yeah, it's just going to be so much fun. I do miss doing this.
Yeah, so this is or was the King in It travel podcast.
Yeah.
Right now, that's been cancelled, hasn't it?
Scrap that, yeah.
So King in It, the stationary podcast, we should call it instead.
Talking about pencils and things.
No, like in one place.
Such a dad joke. I love how you laugh at them. You're such a love to me, Craig.
You do make me laugh, babes. I was thinking about that the other day. You know, you found the one when you find everything they do funny.
Do you just look at me in the eyes when you said that then?
Yeah.
Should you have a moment?
Should we have a little moment?
If you're on YouTube, you can have the moment with us. Get out of here.
You know, the other thing as well, which I find like amazing, is like, you know, when even if there's people that you really like,
yeah,
they'll do something and you're like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I never get that with you.
Never.
No.
Not even when I fart on your leg.
No.
We laugh. We laugh. We're children. We're children.
Do you get that? You say with me, yeah.
I am, because we watched, like, what have we been watching? That
Married at First Sight Australia.
Oh my God. Total reality. Craig loves it. I'm like, we should turn it off now. And he's like, should we watch the next one?
Whatever. You
love it.
You said the other day, you're like, oh, I hate it how they make you want to watch another episode.
Yes, it's very
love it as well.
dramatized.
It's car crash TV, but
it is.
It's fascinating to see couples interacting.
Yeah, and
for the
coming
first
back
time.
to the point, I could never date again. If we broke up, God forbid, that I wouldn't know what to do. If I went on Tinder, there would be something wrong with somebody always. You know, even the way people speak these days, you're like,
What do you mean by that?
Just, they might be annoying. I just think, yes, I found the one, Craig. He sat in front of me. I love you to bits. Shall we carry on with the podcast?
This is like couples therapy, isn't it?
It is Valentine's Day in a few days, but...
So we've been back home for a while. The last season we did was actually the Mongol Rally, which was like last summer we recorded that.
No way.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because I remember we were in this room. We didn't have the fire on, but it was sweat box.
Yeah. Oh, the summer, yeah.
So yeah, if you've just found us, this is our 4th season now. The first season was like growing a YouTube about us and how we started.
Yep.
The second one was stories from India, where I read out
one.
diary extracts. And we went through our time when we drove chapati, the rickshaw, from the north to the south.
Yeah.
Which was mental.
Can I just jump in here and say, at one point, Craig, we actually did hit number 1 for travel and places in the Apple Podcast charts.
Perfect.
Come on, a bit more than that.
Okay. Oh no, wrong one. Hang on. I'm getting used to my sound effects. This one, ready? I had to bring that one back.
You're still a shit at DJing. I did say I was going to take over this time. I thought I'd give you another chance. You're not doing too well.
Let me warm up, love. Let me warm up the crowd first. Come on.
But yeah, so everybody has their Spotify Wrapped for the year. So last year, everyone was messaging saying, you guys come up as my number 1. I've been listening to you the most, which is so lovely and heartwarming, isn't it?
It's so cool, yeah, because obviously we'd finished recording it like probably August. And then, yeah, Spotify Wrapped was like December, and loads of people tagged us, and it was their most listened to podcast. And we're like, we've got to bring it back.
Yes.
So we're back. So this season's going to be a bit different.
It is. We didn't know where to go with it because we don't really have any more like travel adventures yet to talk about.
Yeah.
Obviously, COVID's hit.
Yeah.
I won't talk too much about that. But we can't go nowhere. Surely you've got a button. Oh, yeah, that works.
What about that one?
That'll do.
I got nice little subtle ones this season. They're not too in your face.
Okay.
COVID.
What? So yeah, obviously we're still in Craig's mum's attic recording this.
Shout out to Jude and Jeff for housing me.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm home.
We did do it in the bus, but it was too echoey.
Did what?
This podcast, we did try and do it in the bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we couldn't have the heater on, and it's like -3 at the minute, so
it's pretty
back
cold.
to the attic.
So this season, we're going to help you learn.
Oh, brilliant.
You heard that right. We are going to educate you for free.
I've never done that to anybody in my life.
You've never done education to someone?
No, never.
I'm about to do some education to you now, love.
Oh, do we need to go off air or?
So Amy said we got 10 podcasts, all with a different theme.
Wicked.
Amy came up with this idea. I thought it was genius.
Because I am.
You are a genius, babes. So the first episode is Myths and Legends.
Oh, I like it. Well done. That was
You like that
great.
one,
I
didn't you?
do. Hits the spot, hits the tone of the podcast.
Okay, so what is a myth and what is a legend? So myths and legends are traditional stories which hold special significance to a group or culture, and they're passed down through generations by word of mouth.
Right.
So might want to fact check some
Chinese
of these.
whispers kind of thing.
Yeah, might not be true, but going to be some great stories.
Did you not just say it was fiction?
Sometimes it's fiction. No, it doesn't say it's fiction. There, sometimes
Oh, okay.
it's word of mouth, isn't it?
Passed down. So yeah, there's a bit added, you
Your
know?
word against theirs.
Okay.
All right, so it says a legend is a story which takes place within human history. Legends are widely believed to be rooted in the truth,
Right.
but will have evolved over time and taken on fictional elements.
Right.
For instance, King Arthur was said to have achieved his royal status by pulling a sword from a stone.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit, mate.
I call bullshit. No.
King Arthur, why are you lying, fam?
I think that was lovely and a lovely story.
What, King Arthur?
Yeah.
There's a sword in Wales in stone. I had to go.
I know.
Impossible, mate.
Nearly broke your back, didn't you?
To call A&E.
You ain't a legend though, bro, so...
Don't be rude on me. All right, so a myth is a traditional ancient story that is fictional.
Right.
Myths were often written to explain natural phenomena. Phenomena?
You never get that word right, do you?
Phenomena. It's like that P. Diddy. Is it P. Diddy? Something like a phenomena.
I'm not sure.
And quite often involved gods and fantasy creatures.
Wicked, I love that.
For example, Hercules killing the lion with his bare hands. Bullshit.
Yeah, we call bullshit on that one as well. Bloody Nora. When I first Googled myths and legends, it says that they're taught as part of a primary school curriculum.
All right.
So,
This is the kind of education you're getting, people.
We're starting from when you were young. We're starting from the bottom and we'll work our way up with you.
We'll work you up to something. We don't know what the next ones are, to be honest. We've got a couple written down, but we're just going to make them up.
We are children and we're starting at a childlike level. You know? It's kind of us. But yeah, and then I carried on Googling it and it was giving me like huge, like chubby trolls and giants and vampires and like legendary beasts and mythical creatures with like men who've got like half their bottom's a horse and the top half's like a human. And I just think that's brilliant, Craig. And I was like, can I have a list of rare mythical creatures, please? Googs. Griffins, balisks, they're like dragons, but sometimes they have a head of a rooster. Imagine that coming towards you. I'd be a bit like, should I just kick it? Like, you're not that scary, so I could actually take you on.
If it was flying towards you, though, you would try and kick it still.
If it was flying, I'd befriend it. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Never fight. Just befriend them. Because if you're afraid of them, they can help you. If you get in a fight in school.
Are you thinking you're like in Game of Thrones, where you can like ride this rooster dragon around and burn down villages?
I've got the wrong wig on today, but I am Daenerys. Yes.
I would say, though, you've probably heard some already, but there's going to be a bit of profanity in this podcast. So if you're listening with children, well, we said bullshit about 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe don't listen to it with your kids.
Yeah, we're a bit far in for that.
We try not to swear, but sometimes it just adds to the comedy, doesn't it?
Sometimes it comes out. If you're being a knob and that, I'll say it.
So we've been scouring the internet for the most interesting and weird stories. And this week we've got some treats for you, haven't we?
Yeah. Mine, maybe not so much. I'll try my best to sort of...
Try your best, babes. Give it a go.
I'll try my best.
But before we get into that, this season...
Shut up, Craig.
We got another sponsor.
So we did it! Yes! Oh, that's brilliant news.
So massive shouts out to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this season. You're a bunch of legends.
One of our favourite companies to do adverts for. We just love them and we use their products, so why not? It's a beautiful, what's that called, Craig? Mergation of two brilliant people,
So yeah, shout out to Gabriella if you're listening. She's our go-to in Surfshark. If you don't know what it is, it's a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. And since we've started working with Surfshark, I literally use it all the time. Yeah. So it's basically you can get an app on your laptop or on your phone.
Hang on, listen. Is that a mythical creature coming to attack us?
Right. This happens every. Sorry to interrupt the advert right in the middle of it. Every time the sun's out, right?
Every bloody
There's
time.
somebody who's got a sledgehammer and he just hits his wall all day. Can you not, please?
He's making something, and it's always when we have to record this podcast.
Every
He's
time.
out there.
He's just bashing the wall. So apologies if you hear some tapping.
Back to Surfshark.
So Surfshark, yeah, you can get the app on your phone or your laptop. You can, as soon as you log in and sort of connect, you can change your location to anywhere in the world. So not only does it sort of hide your, like where you are and protect all your info.
Yeah.
You can also like pretend that you're in USA and open Netflix in USA.
It's brilliant.
Or like there's another thing that happens online where there's like price discrimination. So if you're trying to buy flights, you can like change your location to say that you're in India, and then you end up getting the flights for cheaper. And it actually works. It's amazing.
You've tried it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is brilliant. But yeah, I think the main point of it is that it protects you from scammers, from adverts like always popping up and stuff. It's really good to have if you're always online or if you work online. It's really good.
Yeah, it's top drawer. And the other thing it does is like, if you're logging into public Wi-Fi, like say you go to a coffee shop or any public Wi-Fi in airports, like
that would be
it's
us.
the easiest place where you can get hacked. But if you've got Surfshark locked and loaded, then it's going to be impossible to hack you.
Yeah.
So no credit card fraud, no identity theft.
Yeah.
None of that.
None of that. And I've had that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
You have, haven't you?
Someone spent a lot of money on Amazon, and I was like, I didn't buy that, but they gave it back to me, so that was fine.
Lucky devil.
Won't happen now, though, will it?
No, it won't.
Not with Surfshark.
And the other cool thing is you can have unlimited devices as well. So it works out super cheap. So not only is it super cheap, but we got a bloody deal for you as well.
We got a deal.
Tell me, what is it?
So our deal, if you go to surfshark.deals/rule your own world podcast, RYOW podcast, the offer is 83% off. And 3 months for free. Did we just drop the mic?
Just drop the bomb, mate. Boom!
It works out at like a few quid a month. Like you can't really afford to say no.
If you say no, then you're a muppet. So, myths and legends, babes. Let's get into it.
All right.
You're a bit of a legend, aren't you?
I have been told. They do say, words of mouth gets round.
Got a couple of nicknames, all given to you by me.
Okay.
Captain B, Chef Banzi.
Yeah. Upholstery
Bannister. Captain Bellend.
Oh, I have never heard you call that one to my face.
Oh, I say that to my mates. But today we're not talking about those kinds of legends. We're talking about other ones.
Cool.
Do you want to go first? Have you got one, or shall I jump into mine?
I'm going to let you go because mine, I kind of got a ghost story. So I want to wait until the mood's right.
So mine's a ghosty one.
What is this?
So this is the chilling story of Beijing's ghost bus.
Oh, I don't know why. I just feel like anything sort of Asian and ghosty is really scary.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like The Grudge, like that girl and stuff. I just feel like
they're really good at horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you want to put a disclaimer out, or is it not that bad?
This will put you off public transport, I would say.
Okay, well, we can't do that at the minute.
At late night.
Oh, God. Righto.
It's not that bad. I mean, if you don't believe in ghosts, then you'll be fine. But this is a legend that's been passed down.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
I want to.
I don't want to.
No, you're a pussy. You are.
I've had so many dreams.
You still sleep with the light on.
I've had so many dreams where I've seen ghosts in my dream.
Yeah.
And it's almost been like what do they call it?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, where I've woken up in my room and I've seen a ghost. One of them was my nan, so I shouldn't have been that scared, but I was terrified. And just woken up screaming. Amy wakes me up all the time because I have night terrors now and again.
It's not even now and again. It's every single time I stay over.
It is quite bad now.
It's
I haven't had one for a while saying that, but the last one was horrendous. Well, I cried, so I'll tell you this.
Oh, Craig.
You were there. You remember.
Was I?
Yeah.
I've got shit memory.
So we were driving a convertible in these mountains somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, I lost control of the car. It took off and went off the side of the mountain. And we were plummeting to our death. And it was so real and so vivid.
Yeah.
I literally thought, like, me and you were just screaming. Like, it was so brutal. And luckily, Amy was sleeping next to me, so she woke me up, and I was so relieved that it wasn't real that I just
Yeah.
burst into tears, and
Oh,
I've never
Craig,
had that in my
I
life.
know.
It was horrible.
It is horrible, isn't it? I know how, like, yeah, realistic some dreams can be.
Mm.
And I think you've probably got that because we crashed the rickshaw.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
So it's your fault.
So, maybe.
That's all right.
It was an accident, okay?
Right, moving on to the actual legend. So this is the Beijing ghost bus.
Okay.
Right, so I'll read this out. So like so many urban legends, this one begins on a dark and stormy night.
Love it. Set the scene.
There's a few variations of this story, like what number the bus was or what route it took.
Okay.
But the story generally goes like this.
All right. Well, I'm not going to Beijing anytime soon. So at least, don't say that because it might fear people.
I wish I had some, like, maybe we can put some in post. Right, a bus is traveling late at night, around midnight, and it's the last one of the evening. Two men flog down the bus. Two men flag down the bus.
I was going to say, what the hell? What's this flog mean?
And even though the driver is reluctant to pick them up since they're not at the stop, he lets them on anyway. But it turns out it's actually three men. The two are holding up another who appears to be in rough shape. It also turns out that all three of the men are extraordinarily pale and wearing garb from the Qing dynasty, which lasted from 1644 to 1911.
Wow.
So they're wearing getup, which is like old as shit. So the bus driver apparently explains it away by claiming that the three are actors and they didn't have time to change after work.
Makes sense.
He's trying to make it seem like it's normal,
yeah.
But as the bus slowly empties out, it gets down to a young man and an elderly person. And then out of nowhere, the older person picks a fight with a young man, claiming that he stole his wallet and forces him to get off at the next stop and go to the police.
God, right.
Upon disembarking, they tell the young man that the fight was a ruse to get them off the bus. Apparently, the three men on the bus hadn't been touching the ground.
Oh, no.
Some versions claim that the men didn't have legs at all. And the two go to the police and report the alleged spirits, but get ridiculed. However, the next morning, they found out that the bus never completed its route. Some versions state that the bus was never found, while others claim that the bus was found days later and it had three severely decomposed bodies inside.
Shut up.
How dark is that?
That is... What's that? That's obviously...
That's a legend. It's not a myth, it's a legend, that one.
Wow.
Never going to Beijing then?
No. Never get on a bus in Beijing, put it that way.
Late at night.
Bloody no.
What do you think about that?
I think that was lovely. Well said.
You like that, yeah?
I like how you read stories.
Thanks, babe.
I like the little twist. I wasn't expecting that.
Didn't have legs, like.
Didn't have legs.
Who's floating on? If you can float, why are you getting a bus?
Good flipping touche, mate.
Stories, legends cancelled because of me.
I don't know.
Figured it out.
Yeah, you just deleted a whole culture of of legends.
Just float over the buildings to your destination, isn't it? If you can float.
I wonder how fast they can go. Maybe it's like 3 miles an hour.
Maybe. I suppose if you haven't got legs, you can't have a bicycle either, can you? So what do you reckon? Real or bullshit?
Absolute bullshit. Someone would have taken a photo. When was this? I need more information. Here we go.
Well, I don't
got any.
Well, it's a legend, isn't it? So it's been passed down through time.
Since when, though?
So
someone would have had a smartphone and they would have taken a picture.
Well, buses are older than phones, aren't they? Buses have been around for hundreds of years.
CCTV on a bus. I don't believe it. Put it that way.
Hi, mate. I got a report. Can you check the cameras on bus 96, please?
Some wacko has just come into the police station claiming these men didn't have legs. We know it's Billy bullshit, but can you just check the cameras anyway? That's definitely what they said. So when I was looking...
Here we go.
I kind of only came across like children's legends and myths.
Right so.
Like ones they've written. And I just thought that this one was so funny and cute that I thought I'd read it out to you. Okay. It's called, get that button ready, Come and Risk Your Life. In a spooky town in America. So, once upon a time, there lived a handsome-looking man with a freshly cut beard called Gareth. Thought his name was really funny. He was having a walk around the woods, and on his way back, he bumped into a hard, old, rotten wall. That wasn't an ordinary wall. It was a death-frightening, haunted mansion wall.
So he walked into an house?
He walked into a house, basically, yeah. This is a kid writing this, so be kind.
Tell him to grow up, yeah.
Gareth said to himself, I'm not afraid of anything.
Go on, Gareth.
So he thought that it would be funny to go into the mansion. But when he got to the front creaky gates, he read the sign, enter if you dare. But Gareth didn't care what the sign said.
Oh, rebel.
He started walking calmly. Take that into consideration. He's calm.
He's calm. This guy's got some balls.
Gareth's cool. Cool Gareth started walking calmly to the door. And then it goes, so he barged open the door. At the front of the door.
All right, hard.
At the front of the door, there was an elderly, suspicious lady standing there. And her name was Mary. As soon as Gareth saw Mary, he fell in love straight away. But what he didn't know was that Mary was a ghost.
Oh.
Who could have predicted it, Craig? She loved to scream so loud that it would pierce your ears.
Wow. She sounds like a keeper.
So for some reason now, Gareth isn't calm. When Gareth calmed down, Mary started to scream at the top of her lungs. Gareth went to see what the matter was, but unfortunately, he knew what the matter was. He realised she was a deadly, vicious ghost and ran out of the door, shouting, now I realise what the sign meant. It isn't over.
Oh, there's another twist, is there? Go on.
Gareth got out all right, but not safely. He didn't realise that behind the mansion was a rusty graveyard full of deadly spirits. The elderly lady called over the dead. Then there was an army of bad spirits running towards him until a pretty little girl swiped away all the bad spirits back to where they belong. Don't know where she came from.
Go on, girl.
Go on, girl. What was that? Gareth said. I am the power of good, she said. I serve with God. Gareth was speechless.
Oh, I'm going to jump in there and say, bullshit.
Thank you, he said. You are most welcome.
This guy's got a lisp, has he?
It is not over.
Still going. Go on, then.
When Gareth got home in shock, he sat down and turned on the TV until there was a bang. The TV had blown up. How did that happen, he thought to himself. The next minute, the elderly lady jumped out and grabbed him and he was never seen again.
Dead. Brown bread.
Brown, bloody bread. That's him.
Gareth.
And the first comment is, oh my God, that was so scary. Now I'm going to have nightmares. It's on like a little children's forum. I thought that was brilliant. Great ghost story. Literally takes me back to the days where you'd have like creative writing in school.
So essentially, Gareth saw a sign, ignored it, met a ghost, fell in love with it. She screamed her head off. He ran off.
Yep.
She sent loads of ghosts after him.
Mm-hmm.
Then good came, swiped them all away. He went home and then he got snatched.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That's what
That's
happened.
a day, innit?
Hell of a day, Craig. Hell of a day. Thinking he was in love. He's just lost the love of his life. Screamed in his face.
And now he's brown bread.
Domestic violence.
Unbelievable.
That was my story. It
I
doesn't
love
say
that.
who was written by. I really want to give a shout out to the author, but it doesn't say who did it.
Beautifully read though, babes. I love that.
Let me actually do like a little quick fire round with you.
All right, go on then.
So I've got 10 questions. Is it a myth or not?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just do 5 now and I'll do 5 at the end.
Okay.
So, myth or not? Bulls get angry when they see the colour red.
That's a myth.
You think it's a
No.
myth?
Yeah, it's a myth, yeah.
Do you know why?
I don't know why, but I've read about this before, and it's not the colour, it's just the act of someone waving something.
That's completely right, yeah. What actually
Ding.
triggers the bull's anger is the movement of the cape.
Here we go.
So you're hardly alone if you believe that when matadors wave those red capes to make bulls charge at them, that it's the colour that incites their anger. But it's not. Well done. Number 2. Goldfish only have a 3-second memory. Is that a myth?
I think it's a myth, yeah.
What makes you think that?
Because I Googled this as well.
Wait, do you do any work? Like when are you Googling this?
I remember hearing that before. Someone said like when they change direction all the time, it's
Mm.
because they're like, oh, where am I? And they go again,
Like
oh, where am I?
Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I Googled it and I'm pretty sure it came back saying it's a myth.
It is a myth. So the idea that they can only remember things for 3 seconds is a myth. So several studies throughout the years have gained some research which indicates that goldfish have a memory span of up to 5 months long.
No way.
How? I don't know.
There's a Chewbacca. Amy does that all the time. She's like, no, I don't. I've got evidence now.
So legend has it, I am a dynasty of Chewbacca
You're
himself.
pretty hairy, yeah.
But yeah, 5 months. So what? They go in, they knock on the glass, they go, Mr. Goldfish, what is your earliest memory? And they go, 5 months ago, I think it was. I
had a piece of toast.
Yeah.
And a cup of tea.
And I think I had jam on it. And then they go, right, 5 months. Okay. So 5 months.
Yeah, how would you work that out?
I don't even know.
They're holding
it's
up.
impossible. I would love to know.
Maybe they hold up like a little mini picture of their mum against the tank, and then they swim up to it, and they're like, "Mom," and then 5 months later they hold it up again, and they go, "Mom," and then the day after 5 months, he's like, "No idea, mate."
Who's that?
Swim straight off.
A friend. Back in the day, I always say this when I find things really fascinating. Back when I was going through cancer and treatment, they gave me a Make-A-Wish, and we went to New York, didn't we?
Oh, it was class.
It was like you can choose anything you want, like, and one of the examples was like a little boy had asked for a cow to go out his back garden, and they did that for him, and I was like, that is a really strong contender. But
I'm glad you went with New York, babes. All expenses paid.
Yeah,
that was class.
So me and Akira, Craig, we went to New York. But now as life goes on, I think I would love to have chosen that as my wish.
Yeah.
And I would love to go in, stay with the scientists for a while, and like learn how they do that with the fish. How do you know that? I would love to know, and I'd love to be there and research it with them and truly know how it's done.
If anybody's seen Home Alone, and when they're getting into the car on the first one, and the kid comes up and he's like asking all these questions. He's like, does this car get good gas mileage? And he just keeps going with questions. That is Amy. Imagine you in a science lab. They would be pulling their hair out.
It's a combination of things. Like, I ask the questions because I'm really intrigued, but then I might ask the same question again because I forget the answer.
You a goldfish?
It doesn't retain for 5 months. No. I wish it did, but that might be why I ask so many questions. Anyway, number 3, we only use 10% of our brains. Is that a myth?
It's less than that, isn't it? So is that... I'm going to say true because it's close to what the percentage is, I think.
What do you think is less?
I thought it was 5%.
Okay, so the human brain is quite busy all day and all night, using about 20% of the body's resources and never really turning off until we die.
Wow.
So meanwhile, every part of the brain is busy doing all sorts of things, even when you aren't paying attention. In fact, various parts of your brain are active at all times, far more than the mythical 10%. Depending on how you use your brain and how you care for it, there's always the possibility of tapping into unrealized potential because it's not your grey matter. Learning a new skill, gaining a new memory, or thinking about a person's face can all stimulate your brain in different ways, but they aren't activating an unused part. So yeah, instead they are utilizing an active part for a new purpose.
If you think too much about how the brain works and how the body works, it will literally blow your mind. I read something the other day. They said how you can run up the stairs with a cup in your hand and your brain will automatically balance your arm and your wrist and your fingers to not spill it whilst you're running. You just take that for granted, but how incredible is that?
I don't take that it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, you just fall over.
It goes all up the walls. I'm not the best at that, so my brain is lacking.
Your brain's working on 2%.
Vitamin everything. So it's a shame, really, because I could be really smart. Like, I know a lot of things because I've read a lot of things, but again,
vitamin everything,
no retention. So it's a shame, really. Number 4.
Still going, are we? How many have you got?
There's 5.
All right, okay, go on then.
You need to drink at least 8 glasses of water every day. Myth or not?
Well, what does that mean? Need as in to survive? Because if it's to survive...
people say you should drink 8 glasses of water a day.
Well, yeah, yeah, it's a reasonable amount to drink for a normal person.
Me and you are going to fight about this.
You're going to be like, no, you only need one.
Well, I try and get in as much as I can, but I'm not very good with drinking.
What does your myth say then?
But every time I'm tired, you drank anything today?
And she's
what
like,
have you had?
Oh, I've had a cup of tea at 10 a.m., Craig. That's it. I've got a banging headache, Craig. I don't know why.
If I have headaches, it's usually because we've been smiling and laughing all day. Not because I haven't had 8 glasses of water. It's a myth. It is a bloody myth.
Moving on, next one.
If you're struggling to get your 8 glasses of water every day, don't feel bad. The quota really isn't as fast and as hard as drinking 8 glasses a day.
You know, if you drink too much water, you can actually drown. So
that's
be
quite
careful.
Interesting.
Be careful.
Will never happen to me.
No.
Will never happen. So according to the Mayo Clinic, which I love, the amount of water you need daily depends on several different factors, like your overall health, your activity levels, and where you live. Where you live? Oh, yeah, of course. Like if you live in Bali, you're going to need to drink more.
You need more.
I was like, what if you live in South London or North London? Like, what's the difference?
Well, what's your last myth or truth?
We could talk about this until the cows come home, but the earth is flat.
Definitely flat. I'm joking. I'm joking.
And like, So, myth.
Oh, of course.
Gonna go for myth.
Of course, it's a myth.
Any
it's
information?
Round. Well, look at the photos from space.
Well, people do say they've been edited. So do you have any information on why the Earth is round and why you don't think it's flat?
Well, my first one is a story from a friend who has seen the Earth from the top of Mount Everest, and he said,
"Really,
it's curved because it's so high. You can see the curvature of the Earth."
Amazing.
Second one is photos from space.
But I think the fight on that is that they could be edited, and it depends what camera you've got and what lens you use.
That's a.
If you are a
garbage.
flat earther, I would love to get you on an 11th podcast.
And we'll be like, you muppet.
No, we won't. I would love to know more about it without having to research it all myself. I don't really have much about this. In the days of Christopher Columbus, everybody thought that the world was flat. And in the middle of the 3rd century BC, Aristotle, I never know how to say that. Aristotle declared with certainty that the Earth was in fact spherical. Full stop. End of.
Wasn't there that story of the old lady who said that the Earth was like on top of a turtle, and then they were like, well, what's underneath the turtle? And she was like, another turtle. What's underneath that turtle? Another turtle.
I mean, you're laughing, but I have no idea what you're on about, Craig.
So this is like another belief back in the day where.
Why a turtle?
I don't know.
Can't come to me with these stories and have no facts.
Well, you ask her. I don't know the answer because
Who
it
is
was
she?
her theory. Let me just quickly Google that.
She is mental, Craig. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Turtle. It's called Turtles All the Way Down. I've got a better theory, said a little old lady. And what is that, madam? Injured James politely. We live on a crust of earth, which is on the back of a turtle. What's underneath that turtle? Another turtle. That's literally the theory.
Right. She needs to be sectioned if she's not already. That's the strangest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Okay, I'm ready for another story if you've got one.
Oh, tell you what, this one.
Yeah?
You're going to like this one.
Tell it to me.
Alaska.
Tell it to me in your best J.K. Rowling voice.
The Kushtaka of the Alaskan Triangle. So everyone knows the story of the Bermuda Triangle, aka the Devil's Triangle. I didn't know that either, and I had to Google it.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what that is first.
So why are you making me feel stupid?
Well, because this is how it was written,
Okay.
and I was like, well, I don't know that, so not everyone knows that.
Me makes 2, so they need to change their website.
The Bermuda Triangle is a mythical section. Well, it's not mythical; it's a real thing, but it's a mythical section of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, where dozens of ships and aeroplanes have disappeared.
Oh, okay.
So it's an actual, like, if I show you the picture.
What, they like...
So this is it here.
So it's just a triangle that connects all of those 3 countries.
Yeah. So it's like a section of the Atlantic Ocean where all of these stories have occurred.
That's fun.
Yeah. So
how far away are they? Like miles from each other?
Miles
and
and
it
miles.
makes a triangle.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Within that triangle is where all of these things happen.
Right.
So boats and planes have seemingly vanished from the sea in good weather without even radio distress messages.
No way.
So like they've got all the technologies to be able to be like Mayday, Mayday,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they get nothing and then
used
they
it.
vanish and there's no trace of them.
Do you reckon there's like a Loch Ness monster? That's a myth.
Could be.
Yeah.
So one of the more famous disappearances is this one. In March 1918, when the USS Cyclops, a 542-foot long Navy cargo ship with
Wow.
over 300 men and 10,000 ton of manganese ore on board.
What the hell is that?
It's just ore
Wood.
from manganese.
Right.
Sank between Barbados and the Chesapeake Bay. The Cyclops never sent out an SOS distress call despite being equipped to do so, and extensive search found no wreckage at all. So 542-foot long,
Huge, like.
massive ship disappeared with not a trace.
Now, is this a factual thing?
This is a factual thing.
Surely. Like
The ship went. It's a true story. The ship disappeared, but the sort of the myth behind it is that the Bermuda Triangle is called the Devil's Triangle, and a lot of things have happened over it. I never knew about that. So what's your thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle?
I love it.
Great, moving on.
No, I feel like you know that little young boy who he was like 5 or something, and he kept telling his parents like, "Oh, I used to live in Barra."
Oh yeah,
in Scotland.
creepy little boy.
Yeah, I feel like one day I would love it if some little child was like, I was on that ship.
I reckon if we had a kid, not that that's ever going to happen.
I don't think so, yeah.
It would be more like you, and it would be that creepy kid who would be like, "Oh, mum, in my past life, I did this."
I actually died in the Bermuda Triangle.
And I'd be like, "Get out of the house now. You're not welcome."
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
What do I think about that? I think, why, for their own peace of mind and scientific reasons, did they not go down and try and find that wreckage?
Do you know how deep the Atlantic Ocean is?
No.
Neither do I.
Google that. But you know, they've sent shit down to touch the floor, the ocean surface before, so it can be done. Nobody has to be in it. Just send a little GoPro down.
You ready for this?
Let me guess.
Go on then.
What are we doing it in?
Meters.
Give me a clue.
It's in the thousands.
52,000 meters deep.
No, not that many.
Oh. See, they can do it.
Well, think about a house, like a normal house is like 20 meters. Just to put this into context, Mount Everest is the tallest mountain on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Everest is 8,849 meters.
Shout out to everybody that's climbed Mount Everest.
Jeff Smith.
What
Hats
an
off to you.
achievement.
So that's the tallest mountain on planet Earth.
Okay.
So it's about as deep, it's a few hundred meters shy of how tall the tallest mountain is.
Yeah. Cool.
And you're talking about sending a GoPro down there to look for a wreckage.
Maybe not GoPro, but a scientific created.
Well, James Cameron went down, didn't he? He's got the world record.
James Cameron.
Yeah. You know the guy who directed Titanic and Avatar?
I was going to say I know his name. He went down in a submarine?
Yeah. He's got like a Guinness World Record for the deepest dive.
No way.
So he actually went, hang on, how does that work? 10,900 meters?
That's all they can do.
No, but the Atlantic Ocean's only 8,000 meters deep.
Oh. Did he meet a turtle?
Oh, he must have gone to a deeper bit. He went to the deep end, he did.
Oh, did he?
That must be the shallow end.
The shallow bit. I
makes
get
sense.
it. Oh, it is a Guinness World Record.
All right, we've gone on a massive tangent here.
But that could be a myth. That is a myth.
What?
That he went that far down.
It could be.
Because it ain't true.
Fact check on James Cameron.
James Cameron, you little BSer.
So I've done a huge curve to get to my point and my original myth. So the Bermuda Triangle is known for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
But did you know that there's an Alaskan Triangle?
Is there?
More people disappear in the Alaskan Triangle than anywhere in the US.
It's on ground, is it?
Yeah. It's the Alaskan wilderness.
Really?
Really. So on average, 5 out of every 1,000 people go missing in Alaska.
No way.
According to the
That's
LA
a
Times.
lot.
That's a lot of people.
That's a shitload. But how many people live up there? Not that many.
730,000, just over. 5 in every 1,000 of those people go missing.
Bloody hell, that's
So
a lot.
let me carry on. So that's according to the LA Times. So fact check them. So even if there's nothing supernatural going on, it's easy to get lost in the Alaskan wilderness.
I'm thinking you're walking through a blizzard, you're trudging through like really deep snow, but that's not the case, is it?
Well, this is where the myth comes in, or the legend comes in.
Go on then.
So I'm not sure how you say this, but the Tlingit tribe that lives in Juneau has their own explanation for the high number of missing people.
Okay.
Evil spirits called the Kushtaka.
Right. Okay.
So, a native Alaskan folklore passed down orally for generations.
Mm-hmm.
The Kushtaka are shapeshifters, half man, half otter.
Otter?
That lure women and children to the water with fake cries in order to steal their human spirit and drown them.
Oh my nan. That's a bit heavy, isn't it?
I know, it's dark.
Who dragged the otters in that? They're cute. But I suppose they would be the perfect kind of bad guy. Because they're so cute, they would lure you in.
Is a half man, half otter going to be cute though? You would shit yourself if you
Jesus.
saw that.
Hang on, which bit's the man?
I know, which bits has he got?
If it's from his belly button down, that's terrifying.
What, the man?
Yeah, with an otter's head, you'd be like, can you just put some pants on, please? You're cute, no, but can you cover your tackle?
No, you can't have my human spirit. So yeah, Kushtaka literally translates to land otter man.
Okay.
And so this is the Juneau, the people from the tribe in Juneau.
The thing is, we automatically think he's naked, but if he had trousers on, it would be even weirder.
It's literally just an otter man walking around town doing a bit of shopping.
So
in a pair of Gap jeans.
You're walking, you're on your way to get some bread from the corner shop, and you hear these crying. You go down there and you go, oh, he's cute. Oh. Ta-da.
See ya.
Swipe left. No thanks, love. Thanks, but no thanks.
So that's the Alaskan Triangle. So if you're going out, let people know where you're going.
Yeah.
If you live in Alaska and you're going for a walk, just go, I'm just popping to the triangle.
Yeah.
If you hear any crying, 1, don't go towards the crying, and 2, text me.
Yeah. Let people know where you are. That's a good shout, Craig. Thank you for being wonderful.
You're welcome.
Okay, you want me to carry on with the last 5 of this? It was supposed to be a quick fire round, but I kind of have to explain if it's a myth or not and why.
Oh, okay, go on then.
Lightning never strikes twice. Myth or not?
Twice in the exact same place.
Yes.
That's true.
You think it doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
You're saying lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place?
Not in the exact same place, no.
It does.
Does it?
It dangerously does. Yeah.
Oh.
So lightning often strikes the same place twice, at least within a close vicinity.
Oh.
If you find yourself standing around outdoors during a lightning storm, there is no outdoorsman or forecast who recommends you go stand where lightning has already struck.
It's good to know.
Instead, you need to find shelter, stay away from windows, and avoid touching anything metal or electrical.
That's a given though, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. You can be stood in the same place.
That's...
And I think I saw, or it was on TV, and a woman had actually been hit twice by lightning. And the odds were like ridiculous. Like not even lottery came into it.
Did you just say
mad.
Twice?
Yeah.
You haven't heard about Roy Sullivan then, have you?
Oh, ooh, the bloody Jesus is Roy Sullivan.
So Roy Sullivan's actually...
I can see you Googling over there, typing.
Well, I've read about this guy before, but you just reminded me.
Yeah.
He's in the Guinness World Records. He's been struck by lightning 7 times.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, he has.
What's he wearing? Like a mast?
Well, he's... His head is a mast.
He's got no trousers on. He's got a furry otter jacket on, and he's got tin foil on his head.
He's a flat earther. So it says he's the only man in the world to be struck by lightning 7 times.
That is not real.
He's an ex-park ranger. There we go. Just don't go outside so much.
Yeah, maybe.
He's called the human lightning conductor of Virginia.
Jesus Christ.
A single lightning strike is made up of several 100 million volts.
Oh.
How is he still alive? Like
you touched that. We bought for the bus like an electric candle.
Oh, that was
what's it
vicious.
called? What's it
Like a
called?
firelighter.
Like a firelighter. And it's got these little bolts that
It's like a
go
little
from one
taser.
side to the other. It is. And you touched it. So imagine that times a couple of million.
Well, let me tell you what happened to him. It says it here. His attraction for lightning began in 1942 when he lost his big toenail.
I didn't know what you were going to say then.
I know.
Well, remember us saying we've been watching that
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight, and there's a guy on there, and he's a virgin, and they keep calling him
Virgin Mike.
And it's like,
And then even after he loses his virginity, they're like, ex-virgin Mike.
Ex-virgin Mike. Like, what the hell?
He literally can't get away from it, bless him.
Carry on.
So yeah, the first strike was in 1942. He lost his big toenail. And then in 1969, he lost his eyebrows.
Shut up.
And then in 1970, he had his left shoulder seared. It seems to be getting generally more hectic.
Yeah.
1972, his hair set on fire. In 73, new hair refired and legs seared.
Jeez.
76, his ankle was injured. 77, chest and stomach burns. 1983, he died by his own hand, reportedly rejected in love. Ah.
What?
Oh, Roy. I didn't want it to end like that, mate. I just had to keep reading.
Out of all the things, being struck by lightning 7 times, and that wasn't what killed him.
He just wasn't struck by love.
So, Craig.
So you count yourself lucky, babes.
Touch you like that. Okay. So, was there evidence of this? Because it's very...
Yeah, he got nowhere, no eyebrows, no ankle.
Yeah, but I could do that. I could just go and shave it and be like, oh, struck by lightning.
He's got quite a large head, though. So maybe that's why...
Takes up more room.
Yeah.
It's just a little word of warning here for all the listeners.
Beelining. If you've got a big head, you're going to get hit by lightning.
If you've got a big head, perhaps just take a little bit more care than anybody with a normal sized head. It's not good enough you've got a massive head, people might take the piss, but you've also got to watch out for lightning as well.
Honestly, there's so much information in this podcast. You're going to be loving life.
Well, listen to this next one, because I've always thought that this was true, and I thought, wow, that's a brilliant fact. So I've just kind of given away if it's true or false. But a penny dropped from the top of the Empire State Building or the Eiffel Tower could kill someone if it hit them.
That's got to be true.
It's not.
Oh.
It's a myth.
Oh, terminal velocity and all that.
Well, it says, we've all heard this one before, but it's just another myth to add to your list of fake facts.
That would fucking hurt, though, wouldn't it?
According to Scientific America, fact check them, a penny is too small and flat for it to gain enough natural momentum to make any kind of fatal impact. At most, if you were hit, it might feel like being flicked in the forehead.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it wouldn't kill you. I always thought that's going straight through your noggin, down to your, come out your bum. Something.
So if you're on the top of the Eiffel Tower or top of the rock, just lob some coins off, they'll be fine.
Well, if you accidentally did it, do not fear and hate yourself. You're not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Your hair and fingernails continue to grow after you die. Myth or not?
Not.
You think that's true?
It's not true.
You think it's a myth?
Your skin shrinks and it makes it look bigger.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fully right, yeah. It's true that a person's hair and nails may appear longer after their death, but according to the University of
Kids.
Arkansas, that's only because the skin around a person's nail and hair retracts over time due to dehydration of the body, not because they're actually growing, which is a really good fact.
That is a good fact.
Drinking alcohol raises your body temperature. So you know how whenever we go to Iceland in duty-free, we usually... Well, we did get whiskey, didn't we? All those years ago, because we were like, oh, it'll warm us up.
Probably shit, though, isn't it?
Probably compared to what you drink now, yeah.
Only the good stuff.
Because you know it now. But yeah, so is that like a myth, or is that...
I feel like whenever because it thins your blood, alcohol, doesn't it? So your blood goes round faster. And I do generally feel like a warmer face and belly. So I'm going to say it's true.
It's not true.
Is it not true?
It isn't, no. It's a myth.
Oh, what?
While you may feel warmer when you drink alcohol, that's the booze and your brain getting together and playing tricks on the rest of your body.
Sneaky.
In reality, alcohol actually lowers your core body temperature.
Lovely.
So yeah, it's not true.
That's mad.
It is mad.
Honestly
I always
thought
thought
that
it
would
was
be
true.
true, yeah. Because whenever I have a
What about
whiskey, I literally go, oh, warm now.
I didn't know what you were going to say then either. Whenever I have a whiskey. So when you're out and you're drunk and I'm wearing next to nothing back in the day, I never used to feel the cold.
I think it's your brain telling you you're hard.
Other myths are that bats are blind. They're not. They can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were blind. I thought they still use sonar though, don't they? Next story is from Louisiana.
Okay.
The Grunch.
Grunch?
The Grunch.
Lunch for the Grinch.
No, like crunch, but with a G.
Okay. I'm listening.
Grunch Road is an old dirt road that leads deep into the woods and eventually to a dead end. It was a favorite place for teenagers to go and do whatever teenagers do, like play Pokemon cards and that.
I know.
Until they learned about the Grunch. The Grunch are rumored to be a group of deformed humans and half monsters that resulted from years of isolation in the Louisiana bayous. In the present day, it's said that if you find yourself on Grunch Road, don't get out of your car. And if you see a goat who looks injured,
a goat?
then don't approach it.
Oh, don't tell me that. That's never going to happen, Craig.
The stories say that the Grunch use goats to lure people to their cars so they can eat them and drain their blood.
The goat would be adopted in a split second and I'd be dead. That's a bit weird.
So if you're in Louisiana, avoid Grunch Road.
Is it a real road?
It's a real road, yeah.
We should go. This should be our next challenge on the road. Exclusive, king in it, exclusive, yeah. We should go to all these places. We should pass through the Bermuda Triangle. We should go to Alaska.
I'm not going there. It would disappear.
Oh, but it'd make good TV. Even if you didn't come back.
Would be brown bread, mate.
I'd come back because I'm not a wimp. You might not make it. Sorry.
As long as you can tell the story and make millions, babes, it's fine.
No, I'll be there to support you and to fight your battles.
All right, the next one is the Sea Bishop. And this one is funny. According to sea monster myths and legends, the Sea Bishop, or bishop fish, was caught and taken to the King of Poland, who showed
Sorry, I really like that word, bishop fish. I think that might be my new favourite word.
Bishop fish.
I reckon that would be like a class, like clothing brand, bishop fish.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
It does, I like it.
So this bishop fish was caught, taken to the King of Poland, who then showed it to a group of Catholic bishops.
Sorry, I wasn't listening because I like bishop fish too much. What is bishop fish? A fish?
According to sea monster and myth legends, the sea bishop, or bishop fish.
Sea bishop.
Or bishop, it's a fish.
It's a fish. It's a fish. Right-o.
Was caught and taken to the King of Poland, who showed it to a group of Catholic bishops. When the bishops released the creature, it made the sign of a cross before disappearing back under the waves.
Stop it. What, like crossed, like you would go down a slide, like a water slide, and you have to put your hands across your chest, and he just laid back into the water.
It says,
it's a sign of respect, isn't it?
The bishop fish is a type of fish that looks like a man, specifically like a Catholic bishop, while other variations include legends of the sea monk, a fish that looks like a monk. Later, experts came to the conclusion that the sea monk was probably actually an angel shark, a type of fish that is also known as a monkfish.
Righto.
But this is a monkfish. This is what a monkfish looks like. So if you turn it to the side, it kind of looks a little bit like a bishop. But like, who's the guy going, he's doing the sign of a cross there. Look at him going under.
He's so respectful.
Right, I got one more now.
One more for me.
This is, you'll like this one because this is rooted in Slavic mythology. So like
Slavic?
Russian, yeah. So
Ooh.
Rooted in Slavic mythology, Vodvanoy,
Who?
Vodyanoy. I'm not Russian, so I don't know how you say it. Vodvanoy.
Yeah.
Are water spirits who take on the form of a naked old man with a frog-like face.
Oh, for God's sake. Why do people make that up? It's ugly. If you had like a nice, beautiful woman, chances are she'd get more spirits or whatever she needs, you know?
It means the one in the water or water entity. So said to rule the rivers and lakes.
I thought you were going to say water entertainer. And he'd come out and he'd do like the helicopter.
Hey, Mammo. So it's said to rule the rivers and lakes of Russia. He's actually represented as a grandfatherly merman with monstrous features, a frog-like face, a long beard, scaly grey-green skin, and the tail of a large fish.
Nice.
So the Vodyanoi are said to be relatively calm and can often be seen floating down a river along the shore of or along the shore on a log or driftwood. That's quite creepy, isn't it? I
That's
just
very
saw that.
creepy, that
Just
is.
a little frog old man smiling at you going down the
You
river.
wonder how many people go, oh, look, a Vodrinoy.
He's there, look.
And his mum's going, cover your eyes, Claire.
He's got a little margarita on his driftwood. So despite their old appearance and peaceful demeanor, if angered, the Vodyanoi can be quite destructive. In Slavic lore, if anyone angered these sea creatures, the Vodyanoi would destroy man-made structures near the body of water it resided in.
Rude.
Or drown humans and animals in the area. Worst case scenario, a really mad Vodyanoi would drag its victims down to its underwater home where they would be enslaved for eternity. Worst case scenario. I think I'd rather be dead than that, to be honest.
Yeah. But I don't like the fact that he takes animals and drowns them.
No.
So
But this is
I've gone off
apparently,
him now.
this is what he looks like.
I don't want to go and watch his... Oh, he just looks like a big fat frog with a big neck. Like big chunky neck.
And a big beard.
Oh,
Well, scatty beard.
Scatty beard.
But there is one story which I'll remember off the top of my head. So there was a kid who worked on his dad's farm in Russia, and he was quite lazy. So he had other brothers who were like proper grafters, and he used to like sit back in the hay and just not do a lot. And then one day he came across one of these Vodyanoi fellas who like lured him to the water, and he like shouted at this Vodyanoi, and then he dragged him in to the lake.
Right.
And then the kid disappeared. And then the family the next day went to the lake, and it had frozen over. And all they could see was the kid looking up with a purple face, and he was frozen in the lake.
Right.
But that's what they saw. But apparently he got dragged to the bottom, and he's forever a slave now.
Forever a slave.
Yeah, he's working for your man.
Do you think it's like Magic Mike kind of stuff?
Maybe. So I think we'll end it there, shall we?
Yeah, end it on Magic Mike, is it?
So next week, we're not sure what we're going to talk about because we haven't decided yet.
No.
Oh, no, we have. It's going to be true crime.
True crime.
True crime. But none of this dark stuff. It's going to be entertaining.
I might come with some dark stuff, though.
You probably will, won't you?
I'll see what I can find.
So what we've decided to do is, first of all, if you've enjoyed this podcast.
If you've made it to this part.
If you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with us. Leave us a review.
Yes.
5-star.
Oh, definitely. Or I'll get the Vodyanoi fling, and then he'll come and whack you in the face with his willy.
The otter man will show up as well, put you in a headlock.
It isn't a private dance. It would be aggressive. So yeah, every review you give us helps us to sort of grow in the podcast charts, and it's just good for our podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll do a competition as well. Just come up with this off the top of my head.
Throw it in there.
Anyone who leaves us a 5-star review,
you go in the hat
with an actual review. Yeah, you win it. Some King in It merch, some stickers, and a hat.
Lovely.
And we'll announce the winner at the end of this season.
Either a hat or a beanie or whatever you like.
Yeah,
that'll be class.
We've also decided to end each episode with a riddle.
Love it.
So on the next one, we'll tell you the answer, but you can't Google this.
Don't Google them. It's just play along, lads. All
Don't
right?
spoil it for yourself. Come on.
Don't.
So this is the riddle.
Okay.
This week, I speak without a mouth, and I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?
Say it one more time for those at the back.
I speak without a mouth, and I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?
Brilliant. And I was like, nope, can't wait till next week. What's the bloody answer? So I know, but it's very good.
So make sure, you rate us, you comment, you subscribe if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Tell your nan, tell your mates. And if you've enjoyed this, share it with someone.
Yes. And always remember, guys, it's your life. You have one of them. Do what makes you happy. Make sure it's you that does stuff with it. Rule your own world.
1, 2, 3, bye.